Feels good to be back on Scorecard here on Channel 1 TV. How many months has it been? Since August when the Premier League season, since May when the Premier League season wrapped up. We've not been out here. At least Coach Nimley and myself have been off a little. It's good to see all of you again. I am Benjamin Nketia. Interesting items on the show today. So as far as women's football is concerned, police ladies have been involved in some action with regards to the CAF Women's Champions League against Bielsa ladies. We'll get into that in a bit. Also, the English Premier League rolling along very, very nicely. It's match week 2 already, and people are already ripping their hair out over the decisions their managers are taking, the results their clubs are talking. When you go to the Serie A, like I was telling a couple of people on socials, let it be known that the Serie A MVP from last season started this season with a bang. Scott McTominay is back in action. We'll talk about him as well. We'll touch on the Bundesliga and what Erik ten Hag is doing out there, and then we'll also touch on some action from the Spanish La Liga. All this to chew on Scorecard here. Highlights, analysis, messages, and tactical breakdowns as far as the show is concerned. Let's do a quick turnaround. When we come back, I'll introduce my two good friends, and then we'll get today's show going. Welcome back to Scorecard here on Channel 1 TV. It's good to see you on the show again.
Charlie. Truth be told, I've missed the show.
Yeah.
And, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. I mean, when you work 9 months, 9.5 months,
you need a break.
It's very proper that you give yourself some break. So we are re-energized. We are very much ready to give it another 9-month stretch. I know people have missed you.
Charlie.
But it's the show, so we are back. Once the season has started, we are back.
Ajax Amsterdam. Charlie, what's going on?
Charlie, it's been a while. I'm good.
It's good to have you on.
Yeah, Ajax Amsterdam. We are
Is that a team you support, or you just happen to have plenty jerseys?
Well, I would say a mix of both. Yeah, a mix.
You have some small, inclination towards Ajax.
Yeah, and a little collection on the side.
Fair.
We started the season well. We've gotten rid of Henderson, and we are building.
I like that. Let's get right into it because we have a lot of highlights to show you. Let's start off with the Women's Champions League, and police ladies were up against Nigeria's Bielsa Queens. They lost that game by 2-1, I believe. So there you have the pictures in your shots there. Look at the pitch Bielsa Queens are playing their football on. And look at the pitches that we have to endure for our Ghana Premier League. This is Bielsa Queens, and where they are playing their CAF Champions League game against the Police Ladies of Ghana. So Police Ladies doing really well down here, getting that ticket to go continental. In the end, their opponents were just too strong for them. They lost that game. Let me take your thoughts on this, Citi, then I'll take Coach's thoughts as well. Just snap thoughts on this one.
Well, it's new territory for them. They are now getting to this particular phase of their growth for the first time, and it's difficult to see them go through this baptism of fire. But they've got able hands to actually help them through and see them at least make an impression. They are the third team from Ghana to actually make this particular trip and try and make Ghanaian women's football proud. The first two have been okay. They've done well. To some extent, they've even gone to the competition proper. Now, this is the first time they are doing this for themselves. I feel that they need to take it one game at a time. Bielsa Queens have been here before. They've seen it and done it. So the police ladies are now getting to this particular stage and phase of their growth. They need to take it one game at a time. They made some signings, but honestly, I don't think that signing would impact so much on this particular mini tournament they are playing to try and qualify into the Champions League proper. They need to just, it's a good learning curve for them. At least we've not heard situations where people are calling for fans for a club to go and participate. It's a good start. They should just keep it up. I just strongly believe they'll be able to get a result or a draw in the next game.
Coach?
Look, I'm a bit worried, not because police ladies find themselves there. I'm a bit worried because it's like our women's league, we tend to change, or we tend to have different rep all the times. Since Azake's ladies won, remember they went all the way to the final. The next season, we we had a different team. This season,
Dakwa.
we've had a different team. You cannot develop your game like that. Because at the end of the day, we need our team to go out there and make an impact.
Yeah.
Okay? But if every season we are going in with a different rep, it may send the wrong message across because you may think that our league is competitive. Rather, it is a diluted league.
I was about to ask that.
Rather, it is because if you go to Europe, I mean, we see the Chelsea's, the Arsenal women team always competing in Europe. And when they go, they give a good and a better showing of themselves. We cannot be having different league champions, different FA Cup winners, time and again. At the end of the day, every team we submit there is going, like you rightly said, it's going to be a learning curve for them.
Yeah.
You don't go to a continental showpiece every season hoping that you are going to learn.
Right.
It doesn't work like that. There have to be times where we should be able to make our league so competitive that we should have at least a dominant force or two dominant forces where we believe that for as far as they show up at the tournament, they will give a good account of ourselves. Don't get me wrong. They lost away by 2-1. But if you look at the quality of the Nigerians, I am not convinced that we can overturn that deficit here because I don't see this Nigerian team coming here and not scoring.
No.
Police ladies, in my view, will have to find a way to score a minimum of 3 goals on the day to get them or to give themselves any chances of qualifying. And that, to me, will be extremely difficult. But you don't blame them because, like I've said, it's about learning. We keep learning.
Yeah.
Once you keep learning, naturally, if the learners are changing each and every time of the day or each and every season, clearly you are not going to progress. And that is what is happening to our team. But the people at the FA, rightfully so, they think that they are doing very well when it comes to women's football. I have a dissenting view to that. We overly celebrated bronze medal at the AFCON or at the ARCON of the women, and we think we've done so well. People lauding and applauding themselves, in my view, for no work done. We've won silver before, okay? We've won, and this is where it starts from. This is the beginning. If we want to go out there and be competitive, it's like the Black Stars of Ghana. Anytime we've had our local league to be very solid and compact, where we can be in a position and select 3-4 players from the local league to add up to the competition in the Black Stars. The Black Stars have always represented a formidable force when it comes to continental competition. And it has to start from the club level. Look at the way the GACA top 4 has been handled. I don't get it. If there's anybody at GACA, they should explain this to us. How on earth are you telling me that somebody who won 2 games on penalties should be awarded the same point than somebody who won the game in open play? You decided it was going to be an all-play-all. So if there is an all-play-all and Hasselhoff played 2 games, won 2, the 3rd game they drew, why compel them to go and play penalties? Why were team playing penalties at the end of every game? If they draw the game, then they have to go into penalties. What sort of rules was that? You have people calling you from everywhere in Ghana. But what has happened? What has gone wrong? Coach, I said, look.
Even before we came and sat on the show, people were still calling, looking for clarity on the modalities of the competition.
What is that? Why do you behave like that? This is simple. 4 teams in the league format. At the end of the day, you said everybody they were going to play a maximum of 3 games. At the end of the 3 games, if they are stuck to the fact that if you draw, you get 1 point. If you win, you get 3 points. The House of Folk should have won the tournament because they won 2 of their games and drew 1. So that automatically is 7 points. The eventual winners won 1 game from open play, won 2 games from the penalty shootout. They rather win the tournament. I mean, look, if you want to better football, there are things you do that will motivate and encourage people to come out and be part of what you are doing. But when you do this, like for example, the House of a big man, I can't put his name out there. He called me and he was very, very pissed off. I said, Coach, what is this? Is this the way Keto Krek would say he would? I said, look, actually, these are things that at times, if you don't control yourself, you may say things that you see. But I don't know where the rules came from. 4 teams, 3 games each. At the end of the day, it's a league format. It's a league format. Whoever topped the group wins the tournament.
I'm not sure why this has become so complicated.
I don't know, but it is.
It used to be such a simple, straightforward format type tournament. Everybody play. In fact, the Ghana competition used to be pretty big. It's just tanked and tanked and tanked every season. I think even last year they didn't play it. Or
Oh no, but I think they've not played it for two seasons.
Yeah.
The reason why they were compelled, in my view, to play this time, because Kotoko and Haas were involved. Haasavok didn't deserve to play in the top 4. I believe they find themselves in the top 4 because Nation FC got some point deducted from them. For me, I don't know.
Yeah.
So it is clear. Could it be that, don't get me wrong, Nation FC, I think, deserve to be punished. But at the end of the day, a big team like Haasavok, Nicodemously sneaking into the top 4 because of somebody not behaving properly. I mean, it's shameful, it's disgraceful. Look at the organizers. Look at the rules for which you put out there that the winner should be. So BBNE played 3 games. They won 1. They drew 2. They are rather the champions of the top 4. Haasavok played 3 games. They won 2, draw 1 because they say they lost to BBNE on penalty. Jesus Christ! Who are those who sat there to think through this thing like this? Come on, man. You need to do better.
Yeah, we really need to get our act together and do better. Let's get into some more organized competitions, and let's get to the London Stadium to kick things off. That's where the Premier League game week 2 started out. West Ham United, led by Graham Potter, were out against Chelsea Football Club. Game served some really good goals. In the end, West Ham were left carrying a basket full back to wherever they came from. Let's get the highlights. So 5-1, game that looked difficult to begin for Chelsea, in the end turned out to be an absolute breeze. Citi, quick thoughts on Chelsea, Club World Cup champions, or world champions as they say. Game week 1 didn't go too well. They've picked it up nicely from game week 2. What did you like about this performance?
Well, I like the fact that they were able to score some goals. Their performance at certain points in the game was questionable. They started the game sleeping. And for their goalkeeper, frankly speaking, that Paqueta screamer, he could have done better. Looking at his posture and the hand with which he approached to save that ball with, it's wrong. You should have gone with the easier option.
I believe that's a new goalkeeper imposed for them, actually.
No, for Chelsea.
No, Chelsea. I'm talking about Chelsea.
Oh, we're talking about Chelsea.
That first goal, he should have actually saved it. And that is what is going to cost Chelsea this season. This goalkeeper of theirs, and then trying to sort out that centre-back pairing, especially that left centre-back position, where they are shuffling anyone who is a defender in the club to try and come and play that position. It was Tosin, and beginning of this game, he was awful. Starting
Coach
this game,
Nimley's friend.
he was awful, but he eventually grew into the game. That's good for him. But it's well and good. They played this game, scored without their marquee player, Cole Palmer, and they are happy. But we'll see what happens. They have some bright spots in the team. Estavao is actually really bright. That third goal, from back to front, everything was really perfect on that particular third goal. But they don't need to go to sleep before they wake up in the middle of games. It might cost them. Because West Ham actually scored a goal, but it was ruled out as offside. That could have been the turning point of the game against them. But they are doing something good. They've got a lot of depth, a lot of players that they are trying to ship out and still bring in more players. I don't know how many players they want to bring in before the window ends. But it's all well and good for them. Good start.
Looks like Xavi Simons might be on his way. But Coach, talk to me about your good old friend Graham Potter. Brighton and Hove Albion, Chelsea Football Club, West Ham United. We made the excuse that he joined mid-season. This time he's had pre-season, and it's been shakier than when he joined in the middle of the campaign.
You see, if you concede 8 goals in 2 games, if you are a coach, you need to be worried. And when you look at his facial expression, no two ways about that the man indeed looked a very, very worried man. But if you look at the West Ham team themselves, I've always said that they are so lazy. They play without desire. They play without any form of urgency and courage. Every basic thing you need to see in the football team is lacking when it comes to West Ham United. One would have thought that, okay, when they sacked David Moyes, because they didn't like the brand of football he was presenting. Forgetting that, he was giving them the result. Okay, he had just saved them from relegation, won the Conference League with them, started it's everything good, and they decided no,
Didn't make any sense.
we didn't like this time of goal.
make
They
any
brought
sense.
in Lepetegui. The least said about him, the better. Then came Mr. Porter. Porter came somewhere November, December. So he needed time. But if you've got proper preseason with a group of players like this, you need to be asking yourself questions. If this is the sort of body language they are going to showcase when things are not going well. Last week, they were hammered 3-0 by newly promoted Sunderland. One would have thought the world champions has arrived. If anything at all, that is enough incentive. Come on.
Even for you, Potter, I think you formerly coached.
This is your team. So that is why I like Una Emery. Anytime he gets the chance to play Arsenal,
He's
always
really
wants
up for
to
it.
remind them that, look, that decision to sack me was wrong. Look at Porter. The moment Paqueta scored that beautiful goal, they started the game so well. Like Citi said, Chelsea won. This is the first time I saw a Chelsea midfield of Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez backed off, and they banged. I've never seen them like that because, you see, the Chelsea centre-back pair don't look convincing. But in Caicedo, in a player who, as we speak today, is looking the best DM in his position. If you want that shield, that block, that player that actually stands in and protects the back line, this is the best I have seen in recent time. So in Caicedo, he's protected. But that was the first time I saw him backed off, and eventually Chelsea paid for it. One thing that Porter needs to be very worried about is the type of goals they were conceding. Under David Moyes, West Ham would not concede 2-3 goals from corner kicks. You put the Chelsea players there and you put the West Ham players. The West Ham guys are giants. Tall, huge, big.
Inexcusable.
You don't get it. Chelsea equalized from a corner kick. Chalobah scored from a corner kick. Caicedo scored from a corner kick. Goodness me, against West Ham. There are some, currently it's like Arsenal conceding from a corner kick. You and I regularly don't expect that to happen at all. But look at West Ham. With cheeky ease, Chelsea scored 3 out of the 5 goals from set piece. If the West Ham you and I know had showed up, shown their strength, what is their strength? Their strength is winning area duels, winning because they've got all their players are very tall. How were they allowing the Chelsea? And then I think Porter would
soon be gone.
Would dig his own grave here. He will soon be sacked because who recommended that former Leicester City goalkeeper to them? That guy is awful. Bayenda-like sort of goalkeeping. He's behaving like Bayenda, the Manchester United goalkeeper.
But Bayenda has already become an adjective for unsure.
You have to use him.
Unsure goalkeeping.
Even that is what I saw of the West Ham goalkeeper. You remember I just why is the guy behaving like Bayenda? You can't bother. You should be punching with. You see, players are well. If you are that sort of goalkeeper, who gets the message very crystal clear to your opponent. For me, when I'm coming out,
I'm sure
if your head is with the ball, I'm clearing every damn head that is closer to the ball. You know you are in charge. You understand? You know you are in charge. But if the goalkeeper comes in and then as if he's catching, what is that? Oh, Charlie.
What's he doing?
What is that? Come on, sack him quick.
Sounds like he's waving at
the ball.
Oh,
instead of you to knock the ball out, look at the goal. He just handed them, Look, Porter will quickly, without delay. I did say something on radio yesterday that I believe the season will start after game number 10. If you are very experienced, but don't get me wrong, teams that are winning their games this very moment eventually are going to compete for the title. So for teams like what Arsenal, they've got 6 out of 6.
Liverpool,
and I think Liverpool will play tomorrow. I think there's another team I forgot. Spurs have 6 out of 6. If you can accumulate good points when you are not ready,
it will help you in your rough times.
It will help you in your rough times.
It's true.
So for Porter, he should be worried. I think, look, if they will give him after game number 10, game 13. If still it is what and it is dancing as if it's boot. Come on, quick, next manager, come and save the situation.
Well, I don't know how many managers they need to go through at this point to get things right, but hopefully Graham Potter can settle this ship. Let's get to the Etihad, and that's where the biggest shock of the week happened. I'm not sure how many people were extremely shocked, but I didn't think Manchester City would be losing by 2-0 at home. I thought it would be a complicated tie, but Spurs came, took all 3 points, took a clean sheet as well. I mean, safely back to North London. Let's get the highlights. So you saw Kolo Toure in your shots there, one of the coaches for Manchester City Football Club. Now, Coach, we thought that Guardiola's issues might have been behind him or might have been buried with last season. Looks like he's not out in the clear yet.
Nketia, I have said that this Man City team will put fear in no opposition. Gone are the days of Kevin De Bruyne, David Silva, Kun Aguero, Mahrez, and those guys. They need the immediate past world best player to regain his fitness, or else there will be more shocks and more disastrous performance on the line. We did this game on Sports Panorama, and I was so emphatic that, look, I believe Spurs will come here and they will cause problems. I spoke about the lack of pace in the Manchester City defensive setup. How many times did we not see Kyle Walker build them out? And you see, I echoed and re-echoed that point on Friday where I said, look, they don't have a Kyle Walker to build the center backs when they get exposed. So I would have thought that Pep Guardiola is so intelligent a manager, the best I have seen in the business in recent time, maybe after the fading away of Ferguson, Wenger, Trapattoni, and co. Among his peers, he started as the best, and deservedly so. He deserved to be known as the best coach in the world. But there are times that you need to respect the limitation in your setup. He doesn't respect the limitation. Look at it. If you play this, I'll let it go, and then I'll quickly rewind it, and then we'll go over it again.
So long ball headed on.
This is too easy. At this level, it's too easy. Now, when you start this again, you pause it here. No, let it go a bit. I want to see the John Stones movement. Wow, see, track the run of Richarlison. I'm talking about John Stones. So let it go again, and then I'll stop it, and you see. Track the run of Richarlison. Pause it. There you go. Everybody watch this. This is John Stones. Okay? Okay, no.
I think that's the one you're looking for.
Or
you want the color, the arrow?
I'll pick the color.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so. Good. Look at him. At this stage, why would you all of a sudden change your balance and change your movement? You were going with him this way. Why do this? It's about your body shape. You see, we are humans, and there are times we were not blessed to have that spring nature to our waist and our body where you can have a spring and turn it and then it goes. But you follow him. Watch, if he had followed Richarlison, he forces him not to have a free cross on the ball for an easy tapping. Now look at the right back. Look at the right back here.
No, I think you need to hit the other button.
Which one?
The tick.
Yeah,
No,
okay.
Yes.
Look at him. Gone are the days, that would have been Kyle Walker.
Yeah.
He was just tactically so. He needed to watch. John Stones didn't give him any option. This is the goal scorer. Yeah. So once the ball got rolled out, a Kyle Walker would have said, look at the guy. Pause it here. He was just looking at the ball. Watch his side. Watch him.
You can use that. Yeah.
Watch him. Okay.
You can use the red.
Yeah. Watch him. He kept his eyes on the ball. But at this moment, you can clearly see that all the Man City players were passive. Passive means they were not actively behind the ball. They were in front of the ball. So naturally, Richarlison is not going to be the one to put the ball in the back of the net. This is the goal scorer. Look at where he is. This is the goal scorer. So you at least you should show some proper awareness. But who was that? Is that Rico Lewis?
No, yeah.
Who was that? I don't know who that is.
I believe this looks like Nico Gonzalez.
Nico Gonzalez.
running through the middle.
Look, his run was so inexperienced. All he needed to do was to glance at the ball here. Once you have a look at it here, watch. Once you have a look here, then your next eye should come here. You should be watching. You should be watching. Give yourself that clear opportunity to read. His awareness knew somebody was behind, but he didn't tend to look.
Let me ask something. I don't know if that also answers the question, but who was supposed to have been tracking Brennan Johnson? Because that whole time looks like he had a free run all the way to the box.
The problem started from John Stones. Once he failed to track down the run of Richarlison, he got the whole team exposed. Now, for the right back or for Gonzalez, what he should be, the moment you realize that the team was struggling, you are not closest to where the ball is. So you should be turning and having a clear view of what is happening in and around you and take a decision. He didn't do that. And that was so simple a goal to concede. Look at that simple tap in, goal. Look at this. Yes, go ahead.
Would you say that is an offside trap that was set in a wrong way?
Yeah, he should. That's what I'm saying. Follow the run. You don't set John Stones, England international.
And to be honest, if you've been watching Spurs and Brennan Johnson specifically,
that's what
he's literally become like a far post merchant. He's always arriving late at the far post. Yeah. And somebody was telling me that defenders are typically tired getting towards the end of a game. And so if you are a winger who can make a habit of making off the ball runs towards the far post, you eat them.
Now, look, the painful part.
The Paulinho goal.
Is the Paulinho goal. Everybody, look at here. Okay? Yeah. The ball is with the new goalkeeper. We are told he's a product of the academy who they loaned to
James
Trafford, and they've gone back to. So he understands the process. He believes in the chemistry of Pep Guardiola. Yeah. But nothing prevents you from being smart. I teach. And I've always said that the intelligent question or students are those that will attempt not the most difficult question, but the question that will single them out when it comes to thinking through the situation. Look at this goalkeeper. He can clearly see what is happening around him. Yeah. Look at him. If you want to pinpoint the Man City players, the options he had, look at him. Oh boy.
I think you get that in a bit. I think you can even use your arrows to indicate that.
Oh, I wanted to
use the highlighter.
Let me use the arrow. Okay, arrow here. Good.
So
this is an option.
You can go here. Yep.
This is an option. Yeah. But he chooses the most difficult option. The most difficult option were these guys here. Look at them. Look at them. Oh, please come.
I think you just tap it a little.
There you go. He chooses this. There you go. He picked those two, and look at behind them. It was
even in front of them. They have people.
There was a trap. Look at them. There are two Spurs players in front of them and two behind them. So look at what he did. He was holding on to it. So then, if you play this a little bit, look at it. They were going, and then he decided that he wants to give the ball to the player who is under the most pressure. Pep Guardiola taught him that?
I think he was just bamboozled. He was just a little overwhelmed by everything that was happening.
You see, we've seen them over the years do these things to perfection. And they'll pass through the press and everybody, Man City. But it had a different quality. It had a Rodri, it had a Fernandinho, it had a Kevin De Bruyne, it had a David Silva, it had a Bernardo Silva in his best prime.
He had very assured passes.
The players who pay. But who are you giving about? Nico Gonzalez. He himself, he's not even found his feet in the league. Struggling. This was so bad. Look, so bad a goal.
But will you give any props to Thomas Frank? Because he gave Jurgen Klopp a feather in the cap because he says that he appreciates the pressing that Klopp used to undertake during the Mane, Firmino, Salah era, and he took a page out of that. And it served him well against City.
Hey, look, that is why if you've got players who are ready to work, all these things is about the desire of the player. As the manager, you can implant into them. You can plant the thing into them.
And I like the work you're talking about because even before this game, you and I didn't believe in Richarlison's hard work
at all.
His ability to close.
And I remember on the program I said, because of the fact he would not track and run, I will start with the other striker.
In this game, he was doing all kinds of off the ball running.
But if you were on the bench and the ball was Solanke was the one who played throughout. A new manager comes and he's giving you, things that you are not used to doing are the things that you should do. Because there's somebody there who is ready to take over from you if you don't work hard enough for the manager. So, look, Spurs have done so well. And for me, I was not surprised when they look at the goalkeeper. Look.
Eating grass.
Eating grass. But you see, the Man City players, too, shockingly, watch you. When everything was difficult, look at them. Instead of them to come to the ball, they were backing off the goal and protect the goal. But you see, no wonder Pep is so much bent on bringing on Donnarumma. But when they buy Donnarumma, I will come and prove to everybody that is against his own identity. Because
in fact,
he's Joe hard for not being able to pass.
Good point. And then you are going.
You are going for somebody who is even worse with his feet when it comes to passing the ball. So we live to see, but everything is pointing to the fact that Donnarumma will come and replace this young boy, and then.
But they said Ederson is also back, and he was ill last weekend. They were supposed to sell him some way, somehow. That deal didn't happen. He fell ill, missed game week 1. They say he's back in the fold. I don't even know what that means right now because James Trafford looks like he's ready for first team football. After the first 2 games, I'm not too sure if that's the case.
I'm not too sure.
Donnarumma, though, they will have to get. If you look at the total package, the transfer fee isn't too big, but the total package goes up to almost 50 million based on his wage demands and bonuses
his
and whatnot. Let's just say
agency fee and his wage. No, nobody. Goalkeeper to take over £250,000 a week.
He thinks he's the best goalkeeper in the
world.
No,
but goalkeepers, they don't deserve that amount of money. I mean, gone are the days. I mean, Manchester United would. I mean, De Gea was good, but it was a huge mistake to pay De Gea the amount of money Man United gave him. £350,000 at the time. No,
crazy
no goalkeeper deserves.
So Manchester City losing by 2-0 in just March week 2. Not very characteristic of them. Let's take our first break here on the show. When we come back, we'll bring you more highlights and then we have more tactical breakdowns coming. Stay with us here on Scorecard. Welcome back to Scorecard here on Channel 1 TV. Just a little education. So that women's game between Bielsa and Police Ladies is a tournament in Cote d'Ivoire, actually. So like you mentioned, yes, so Wafu, yes. So I think they have 2 more games to play to be able to see if they can qualify for the competition proper. That's how it's been, actually. So when Azake's Ladies played, so they go to Cote d'Ivoire, play the preliminary stage, and then from the preliminaries, you get to qualify for the competition proper.
If that is the case, nobody even gave this thing the proper mileage.
Yeah. It just came out of the blue, actually.
People said they are doing football in this country.
Azake's Ladies had more hype when they did theirs.
Yes.
I think this was enveloped a lot by the Black Queens activities in Morocco and the celebration of bronze and all the fanfare and charade around and stuff. But let's get the move on and let's do more highlights here on Scorecard. Let's get to the Emirates this time around and talk about Arsenal Football Club and Leeds United. A lot of people complained about the manner in which Arsenal won their game at Old Trafford in March week 1. Arsenal said, just hold our beer and watch us do our thing. Let's take the highlights. 2 goals for Victor Gyökeres, finally getting his goals on his home debut. Let me start off with you on this one, Citi. Blame for not playing well, blame for not being inventive enough in front of goal. 5 goals in front of their home crowd for their first home game.
Well, it's a good way to start the season in front of your home crowd when you have been second for 3 seasons in a row. Everybody's expecting you to actually win something this season. You started the season well, you went away, you got a win at a very difficult ground, despite the fact that on that day you were not the best team on the pitch. You managed to edge out a win. Now you come home, you make it convincing, and you show to everybody that you still have your 11th man on the pitch, or your 12th man, I should say. In this case, the set piece merchants. They are back in town. They got some goals from the set pieces, and it was all well and good, but it's going to be very interesting with regards to how they move on in the season and adapt to certain players being part of the fold.
Okay.
We would all say Gyökeres is a good player. He was in there to score. He scored a brace.
Yeah.
one from the penalty spot, and
I really like the goal he scored.
yes, but he took the ball from outside and now went in.
Yeah.
We will still want to see how the Arsenal attack would utilize the other part of his goal-scoring abilities.
I.e. create for him.
Because
that goal was all him.
That's
He made that goal himself.
That's it. And he scored as if he's an Mbappe taking the first ball. No problem. But he needs to enjoy the service being done for him. Arsenal is a well-cooked team. They've got a great goalkeeper. They've got excellent defenders.
Yeah.
They've got interesting midfielders. I cannot say how good or excellent they are in the league yet, but they've got good midfielders.
Yeah.
They've got an interesting attack. So they need to start cooking for Gyökeres, and we'll see how many goals he can get at the end of the season.
2 on the board already, coach. What did you like about this Arsenal as compared to match week 1?
You see, truth be told, it's still very early, but you need to acknowledge the opposition as well. They were playing against one of the newly promoted boys, Leeds United, being coached by my very good friend, Mr. Farker. He's not a coach I have always liked or I have fancied because I do believe that he's overly expansive in his way of doing things. But having said that, yesterday they were not expansive, just that they showed huge inexperience in defending or in dealing with the set pieces. Arsenal have shown that if you don't budge to their creativity, they will force.
They will unlock you with the set piece.
They will unlock you. Of course, it's a good natural weapon to have in a game of football.
Yep.
If I'm the one coaching my team, I will respect the fact that I will score from a set piece happy. When I concede, I'll be mad. And that is why they've brought in the set piece specialists in their fold. And so far, so very good. Having said that,
Scored 27 goals from set pieces last season. And they've already scored. They scored 1 last week.
at Old Trafford,
I think they scored 2 already this week.
Exactly. If you look at the way they are playing, there's still some decent work to be done. Yes, Gyökeres scored a beautiful goal.
Yeah.
But against the quality team, he's not dribbling past those
3 or 4
defenders.
players.
That's not going to happen because he himself
He's not that great on the ball.
at all.
Which is why that goal surprised me.
Exactly.
I didn't even know he had that in his locker.
He's a natural finisher.
Yeah.
So give it to him, create for him, like Citi said, and let him put them away. If you are going to ask him to drift out wide and then come in with that technical ability, he's not got that. He's going to struggle all day. The problem they've got is Arteta compelling the likes of Bukayo Saka and co. That there is a proper number 9 in there. Can we adjust our play in such a way that 40% of what Saka will do on the day should be with the intention of creating for Gyökeres, giving the ball to him and let him slot it home.
Yeah.
But if you look at Saka, once the ball gets to him out wide,
He's the end of the move.
he's end of the move. He's thinking of dancing and then coming and then whipping it with his left foot. Occasionally, when he goes out wide, right, then he turns to. But even that is on his weaker foot, so he hardly gets it right. It's a good team. It's a formidable team. I have said that this was the piece that had been missing for the past 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Now, the piece has been provided to you.
Yeah.
You win the league. If Arteta does not win the league this season, that is why in my top 6, I put Arsenal first. Because I think that of all the coaches,
If you've been third 3 times,
if you
and
look
you've
at
added a
Pep
striker.
Guardiola, he's undergoing a rebuild. If you look at Liverpool, yes, they are the champions, but I still do believe that they've got some issues defensively that they've not sorted out. If you look at Chelsea themselves, it's a young team,
Yeah.
a team that have shown that they are used to winning, but I maintain that
They'll have their challenges.
they will have their challenges throughout. Citi highlighted the goalkeeper. I think he'll be a problem.
I'm not sure why they haven't
That
bought
Chelsea goalkeeper will be a problem. Look, I would have gone all out for Donnarumma because Chelsea themselves, they don't build from the back.
one. Yeah.
When the ball goes to the goal, he's not passing. He's hitting
I
it.
honestly
up
believe
wide.
building
Look,
out from
they
the
should
back
have
with
gone
the
for
goalkeeper is
Donnarumma.
overrated.
Exactly. So having said that, this Arsenal team, in my view, has got no excuse not to go all the way.
And they've added a Bereti Eze. I was just about
Added
to say that.
Eze to that.
He was watching from the stands
Look,
of this game.
the quality in there is immense. Tremendous quality. So it's now up to Arteta
Yeah.
to make sure that they win. Arsenal will have to win one of the 2 major trophies this season. And by that,
i.e. FA Cup?
no,
Or Champions League or League?
Champions League or what league?
Oh.
They've never won the Champions League before.
Yep.
So it will be a huge ask to get them to do something they've never done in their history. So therefore, they should look at this league title. Most people are not talking about them, but I think since Arsene Wenger, the last time Arsenal won the league is beyond 23 years. I stand to be corrected.
205.
Yeah, 205. 205. We are in 2025.
So 20 years. Basically
20 years. You understand? So this is something they'll have to look at again. And they'll have to put an end to, because if they're to go 21, 22, 23, no, then people will be looking at them and say, okay, they are very, like some of their supporters will say, they are okay if they are guaranteed Champions League football.
Yeah.
It's all about the money. When are you going to show the tangibles? The supporters who want to touch something. At least I've been telling people that the day I die, I will die in peace.
You've celebrated the
I've
Champions
seen
League.
Man United win the Champions League twice in my life. I've seen Accra House of Hope. One day you may kiss the cup. Mwah. You may. Mwah. If I die, I'll die in sleep. What about you, the Arsenal fan? You've never seen the Champions League before.
You have a way of wrapping it in. Let me read a few messages before we get to our next highlight. This one here. You should please add your name when you send a message. He says that investors are worried, but I hope Ruben has a change of mind about Maguire. This one is from Obed Anderson. It says, good to see Ben and Coach back on Scorecard. We couldn't win our first game of the season this afternoon because of Amorim. His selection, player positioning, and substitutions be bomb. I'm really sad this evening. Greetings to my brother, Coach Nibley. Anyway, Sheikh, this one is from Pilolo in Sunyane. Hey, this guy says that I'm a firm believer in Amorim's system, but the way it is going there, his back three will not work in England. Nearby, I'm losing hope.
You see, what most people don't know is that Manchester United is not the only team that is playing the back three. No.
A lot of
Newcastle
teams
is doing that.
Yep.
Man United is doing that. And there are teams that have used the back three and they've won the league with
Antonio
chickens.
Conte won the league with a
With a
back
back
three.
three.
Yeah.
Even Pep at some time
Yeah.
went to a back three, and they used that to win the league. The fact of the matter is, when we get to the United, to the Man United,
I'll get into
address
it.
some few things.
More messages. This one is from our good friend Eddie at TV. He says, bonsoir to you all. Texting us from Lome in Togo. Says, welcome to you guys. Big salutes to Coach Nimley. This one here says, fantastic crew. Congrats to the technical team, the playing body, and the colorful supporters of the great mighty Oak family for a wonderful show tonight. And for the organizers of the competition, they should learn football rules and regulations very well. Uncle Ebo from Odoko Official Town. He says, still phobia. Isaac Yeboah from Konongo says, valid reasons for Kotoko's poor performance in the Galka Top 4. 1, we are mourning the death of the revered Asante Hema. 2, the pitch at the UG Stadium is terrible.
They were not the only team that
They
played
say
on
the
it.
team isn't used to playing on such a pitch. What pitch are you used to playing on again? Babayara. Stop it, Charlie. He says this one here. Charlie, the guy says that they played badly because they are mourning their Asante. I cannot believe this. Genuinely can't believe this. Anyway, let's move it on. This one says, good evening, big men. Ernesto from Awoshi says, I like your opinions on the Galka Top 4 very much. You've been what? Soliloquizing, Charlie, this guy. If Galka knew no matter the scores between Accra House and Kotoko, they were going to crown Gold Stars the champions, why wait then till now and not do it during their match? Very confused. I don't know what's even going on. More messages coming through. Milton Miles says, I think Esteval is pure joy to watch, and don't worry about our defense because it's one of the best per stats, as we considered only 4 goals in 9 games. As for Man United, they can't win anything with a goalkeeper named after Man United Stadium. Anything but Man United is just a curse. I'm not even sure what you're going on and on about, but let's go into more highlights and let's get more tactical breakdowns. Craven Cottage is our next stop. Fulham Football Club were up against Man U. Fulham were one of the few teams United beat home and away in the last campaign. This time around, they made up their minds to be resolute at home and to leave with something, and that's exactly what they did. Let's get the highlights. Points shared between Fulham and Manchester United. Coach, what do you have for us on the tactical boards? Euro goal?
Yeah, 2 goals were scored in the game. And as for the first goal that Man United scored, I mean the Man United goal, it was clearly the Nigerian defender in the Basti.
Yeah, Calvin Bassey.
I mean, he was too soft. Most people are showing the place where
He was nudged a little in the back.
Look, this league is the most physical league in the world.
And Calvin Bassey is a physical guy.
And he's also
6'3", big guy.
Big guy. He's very physical. So for him to have sat down, watch him. He just sat there and then he got up, clearly knowing that
he was trying to sell the
strong.
referee.
He was just trying to sell the referee, and no referee at this level will buy that. So there's not too much to go into. They look at him. He woke up. He sat there. He woke up.
Who's giving you? Who's
going to award this? This is going to. If this is the foul, then what happened last week is also a foul. But this is no. Look. He is as if I'm not going to go down. I'm going down. Go down. You don't do that. Now this is the problem. I think the second goal is where
the talking point is.
The talking point. That is the
Smith Rowe.
The Smith Rowe goal. You see, at this stage, Man United had taken the lead. I listened to Ruben Amorim, and I agree with him 100%. They were doing all the simple things. They were passing the ball before they took the lead. The moment they took the lead, you had close to 25 minutes more to play. And the players just switched off. They were thinking about the result. This is the team, whether you like it or not, they are not used to winning Premier League games. Per their previous performances from last season, they are not used to winning Premier League, especially away from home. So we are in the lead. About 20 minutes to go. Get the job done. Go back to the basics. Do the right thing. But let me point out, I've heard some text messages where people are saying that Ruben Amorim's substitution. I'm a coach. I know the messages he's sending across. The season is still very early, and you can afford to do certain things to send the message to your owners. This man, per his report, I need a number 9, I need 2 number 10s, I need a goalkeeper, and I need a midfielder. Look at the changes he made today. When he took off Casemiro, who by the 55th minute, his legs were all dead, couldn't run, just following the ball as if he was doing something. Quickly, you have to get him out. Now, he substituted Casemiro, and then I forgot who else, then he brought in...
he brought it on at a point.
No. He brought in Shesko and then Dalot and took out Casemiro and then...
And Ahmad.
Yeah, Ahmad.
Ahmad was having a very bad game today. So that substitution I agree with. But the substitution of Casemiro and not replace him with a natural midfielder. You ask yourself, Man United, do they have midfielders on the bench? Yes, they've got.
What kind of profile of midfielder is United looking for? Are they looking for a box-to-box midfielder? Are you looking for...
I have said I'm a Baliba. You don't need to worry yourself about this question. There's one out there. And today,
so box-to-box.
Box-to-box, somebody who will show the back four, and when he wins the ball, he can progress the ball with intent. Look at Casemiro. I was pointing it out to you on radio today. Casemiro, he only gets the passes right when he's passing the ball backwards. He doesn't want to take a second touch when he has to go forward. So watch him. I'm saying it. All the Man United supporters watching him. Go and watch him. If he's continuing to play, go watch. Anytime the ball is given, he has to go forward. It's on a first stamper. In the game of football, you need to be extremely talented to get all your forward passing right, or 80 to 90% of your forward passing right on the very first pass or on the very first touch of the ball. How many midfielders do we see do that? Even at the basic level, they are told to control and pass. Take a touch and then pass. But for Casemiro, I don't know whether he's afraid of being dispossessed because of where he plays to is a very delicate place. The moment
you lose the ball, your team is in trouble.
So, okay, let me just let go of it. But if you're doing that and you're not getting it right, come on, man. You have to sit down.
Which is shocking to me because I would think that if you are an experienced central midfielder, played at FC Porto, played at Real Madrid, this should be your calm head days. Like you should be the calming presence in the team.
If he was playing in the Spanish La Liga or in the Serie A, he could have afforded to take the touch and play. But we know the intensity of this league.
Our good friend was doing it before he went to La Liga.
No, but of course. But if you look at the two of them, there's a bit of a difference here. So when Rumi Amorim did those substitutes, I was asking myself, he's sending a message across to the owners. It isn't that he doesn't want to play Kobe Menu or Ugarte.
He's just telling them that they are not suitable for the team.
No, not that. I need the midfielder. So tactically, coaches do that. I've seen Mourinho do that. I've seen Antonio Conte do that, they will expose the team.
So that you know that you need
Those
to
guys, I mean, go back into your pocket. Jim Ratcliffe, what are you doing there, man? Go back into your pocket. Look at what Bayinda is doing. Look at Bayinda. He's sleeping on the job. There was a moment you see that he just fell down. And I was asking myself, Bayinda, what is this? And when you switch to social media, everybody.
I'll say.
A Man United goalkeeper. Look at Diego Dallo. Look at Dallo. Look at where the ball came from. Okay, it will come back and then we'll roll it again. Most people are blaming Bruno Fernandes on this goal. Yes, he has to be blamed to some extent. If you pause this, let me bring it back slightly and then go. Yeah. Pause. He was with Smith Rowe. Yeah. But at the time, just as I faulted the Man City right back, Bruno Fernandes was passive. He was in front of the pass. He couldn't do this. Who would you remember I pointed out the goalkeeper? And during the analysis of those people, they also pointed the goalkeeper went to sleep. Because Bayinda, if he got confident, the moment Iwobi picked up the ball, he should be telling Bruno that, watch his Bayinda. And look at Delete. Delete didn't challenge for the ball because he thought the only player he had to contend with at the time was the Fulham striker. So if I can shield him and not get the ball, it will be an easy pick for Bayinda. Bayinda slept on the job again. Look at him, sleeping, snoring, and dozing off. And for a proper goalkeeper, you should see the Smith Rowe, because Smith Rowe came from the blind side of Bruno Fernandes.
So it's supposed to be a communication thing.
See and look.
Can he speak English?
He's been there for close to 3 years. Now, if you cannot speak, come on, get rid of him quick. If you cannot speak, get rid of him quick, because he's been the
at least basic communication.
Basic communication. Football combination doesn't.
You don't need to be.
We don't need to speak the same language.
You don't need to be fluent.
There are common basic football languages that players speak. Men on. He's coming from behind. Watch. Pay attention. These are the basic language. You don't need to be an English expert to be able to speak them. And for me, 7 more days to the end of the window. A goalkeeper is coming in. From what I saw of Baleba today, his body language, his antics, he got substituted after 46
You mean he's not, his mind is not there?
The man is given £12,000 a week. Somebody says, I'll add 2 zeros and make it 120. In Keita, if it is you, won't your mind change? No, tell me, won't your mind change?
You mean,
look,
he sleeps dreaming about the zeros?
How much is he giving to his mother? After paying his rent, buying his food, saving, how much is mommy going to take? How much is his Chocho Muncho going to take? How much are they going to take? So the 12,000 a week is woefully inadequate. Woefully inadequate. No, but if you see 12,000, 120,000, look at the difference.
Crazy money.
Crazy money. A week.
It's life-changing money.
If you multiply 12 by 4, it's what? 48. 4,000. What is that? 48,000. Somebody say, come and take 120 times 4. Good money. Good money. That's so for me, from what I saw of him, Man United has already wrapped up the most promising goalkeeper in the world as we speak. Lamens, he's coming home. Amorim told the people. Amorim's message today was very clear. If you are United, don't worry at all. Who told he didn't know he needed to introduce Kobe Mainoo for him to come and get on the ball and pass and then delay? He needed to do that. Throughout the preseason, Man United best games in preseason when they played Kobe Mainoo and Ugarte. He started 2 very crucial games without those lads because they are trying to deny him what he gave to them. He's been bad. Don't get me wrong,
but he still needs that essential all-important here.
You appointed him.
Back him.
Back him. Look at Arne Slot. Have you seen the team win the league and spend close to $500 million? Liverpool definitely are going to get Isak. As for Newcastle, they are just bluffing. Liverpool take Isak. They are just bluffing. Liverpool take Isak.
Let's take another break here on Scorecard. When we come back, we have more highlights for you. We'll preview that Newcastle versus Liverpool game. That game is a Monday night game. We'll just touch on it briefly, and then we'll get into some other leagues as far as Europe is concerned. So stay with us here on Scorecard. We'll be right back. The under-quoting is that Newcastle beat Liverpool in the Carabao Cup final convincingly. Now they are chasing their star striker, so game perfectly set, coach.
Yeah, he's set. 100% set. Unless I'm not alive. But once I'm alive, by the grace of God, I'll be alive too. So I'm not going to miss that.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be firework. It's going to be. Look, St. James is bad.
Yeah.
You know the way I see Newcastle when they play at home. I think they are overly the most physical.
They are kicking
team
your shins. They are putting
home.
their elbows in your
Something
ears.
they normally will not do when they go away.
Yep.
So I can imagine. On radio, somebody sent a text message that says that he's already feeling sorry for Florent Verbs because Joelinton, Tonali, Gumaresh, if they get into him, one good kick, and he begins to feel the sensation in his bones and spines, then he'll begin to sit up that this is the EPL. But what Liverpool can also do, not necessarily match Newcastle for physicality, but to pass the ball with intent at a very good pace. Such that when the ball gets to players like Gakpo, I like the form of the young man so far. He's brought his preseason form into the league. He's big, he's quick, he's powerful. Get the ball across to him immediately. And then when it goes to Salah, get it across. Ekitike. Yes. This is the game that is going to test him. This is the game. Because don't forget, you also turned down Newcastle. It's like there's a lot going on.
The storylines
we
are
came
perfectly...
from you will show you where Pepe lies today.
The storylines are perfectly... Isak will be watching from his hotel or his home.
Exactly. And for me, it is going to be a very spicy game, a game that is going to be played at a very, very intense tempo. And can Liverpool live up to that? Yes. The problem here is that Liverpool defensively are looking too shaky. Newcastle too are going to be playing the game without.
Toothless. You saw them in their first game.
Striker.
They look toothless without
They're going
Isak.
to depend on the likes of Elanga and then the boy they bought from Everton was
Anthony Gordon.
Anthony Gordon. These are not natural goal scorers. These are players who will play out wide and feed the main striker Isak to put it away. Newcastle, as we speak, don't have a striker. Callum Wilson is gone. Isak is refusing to play. So you look at the Newcastle team tactically. Who at all are they going to put up front there to worry Van Dijk? The Newcastle we know is a very big team in there. We saw them in the Carabao Cup where the Isak goal, the one that scored 2 goals, down Ben, and that of Isak all came from what? A floated ball into the box. They are not going to have that in open play. Maybe they may have that on the set piece. Liverpool too will have to be very, very watchful. Konate will have to defend better. Van Dijk overly. There are times where I've looked at him in recent times.
That's
he's
Semenyo.
becoming.
I rewatched that Semenyo goal
Yeah,
again.
man. And you ask yourself, come on, man. Somebody should be stepping up. Somebody should be pressing Semenyo down. You didn't see that.
Both he and Konate running in different directions.
6s and 7s. And at this level, look, you are the defending champion. Yet it's still very early. Arsenal have 6 out of 6.
Spurs have 6.
Spurs have 6 out of 6. Liverpool play Arsenal next week. The games are very juicy games. So Liverpool plays Arsenal next week at Anfield. You win this, you beat Arsenal psychologically. You create a 3.
Small distance.
Come on, guys.
Yourself.
Yes, you bought Joker.
And Arsenal have a North London derby after that.
Exactly. So there's a lot to play for. And tomorrow, like I said, I just can't wait for it.
Spicy. I can't take your thoughts on this because time is fast, but let's get to the Spanish La Liga and let's talk about Barcelona Football Club. They had a little scare from Levante. Let's quickly get the highlights and then we'll do another game, this time in the Italian Serie A. AC Milan losing at the San Siro to Cremonese. My God. Let's get the highlights back to back. So 2 very interesting games. Let me start with you on the Barca game. Went down 2-0. Some way, somehow managed to dig deep and found something. I was disappointed generally in how Levante managed that game.
I think they, look, I watched the game. They did everything possible not to get Barca to get back into the game. But the quality of Barca, look at that Pedri goal. Nobody stops that.
Can do nothing over that.
You cannot do anything. The goal that was very disappointing was the one they conceded on the corner kick. You ask yourself,
the one that gave Barca the win.
No, the one that brought
it
back.
2-2.
Once it became 2-2, it was just a matter of time. Barca kept knocking, and Levante were so compact that they tried to make it as difficult as possible. The last goal came in what? In the
time added on.
Yeah, time added on. And at the end of there wasn't enough time for them to. But Barcelona have shown that whatever the case may be, they will create the chances. I have already said, I look at them just like that way I look at the Spanish national team. If you are playing against them, be rest assured, you will beat them not because they were bad. If you were to beat them, it would simply come down to they not being able to what? Make good use or convert their chances. And that was what
actually that's fact. Very quick thoughts on AC Milan starting the season with a home defeat to lowly Cremonese.
Well, it's a rude awakening for them. They've been going all around the place, scrambling for a striker. They went close to Rasmus Højlund. It did not work. They are still hovering around trying to sort that situation out. But new coach, new system.
Same problems.
Same problems for them. But they need to actually also make a count because their City rivals are also suffering from the same bag. New coach, new system. So we'll live to see what happens with them. But they need to make a count. You can't sign the likes of Luka Modric and make them lose to Cremonese. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen.
But truth be told, the goals that Cremonese scored, that last goal, was a worthy, isn't it?
Yeah.
A world-class goal. Ronaldo or Messi or anybody scores that goal,
Big
internet, social
internet
media
goes,
is blazing.
Anyway, let me read a few messages to close the show. This one is from Nicholas from Tema. It says, I really like your show. Please, Amorim should stop playing this formation, this 3-4-2-1. It's not helping us at all. 2 games, 1 point. How? The guy is not happy. This one here says, though Arsenal have a good team, they waste too much time putting together unnecessary passes at the defense. Kweku from La Paz with that one. This one is from Castro Steve from China. Says, good evening, guys. We are enjoying your show here in China. United seem not to like what their supporters claim. I don't really know what that means, but I think I get the input of what you're trying to say. Thank you very much, Coach Christopher Nimley. Thank you very much, Citi. Thank you very much to all of you guys out there who sent in messages and made time to also watch the show as well. Same time next week, Scorecard will be back on your screens.